Hi there, I'm Dr. Cline, and this is Ukulele for Self-Improvement. Today we want to talk about how to learn all of the notes on the ukulele fingerboard. It's basic on any instrument to know where the notes are and what the notes are named, but ukulele players tend to stretch that out over a long period of time, maybe months or even years, or maybe they never learn the names of the notes. But it's very basic to any instrument to learn how to name the notes on your instrument. So let's talk about this. Okay, a couple of givens. First of all, the notes are named in the English language. So when we talk about in England and in United States, by using the first 7 letters of the English alphabet. So A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There are a lot more than 7 notes, so after we get to G, we start over. It's kind of like a wheel that spins around and around. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and so on. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to remember. The second thing that's a given is the names of the notes on the ukulele open strings. Now I'm using an ukulele in the standard ukulele tuning, which is a reentrant tuning, what we call the reentrant C tuning. So you'll have to figure out, using the formulas that I discuss, what the notes are if your ukulele is tuned different than this. But for a C-tuned reentrant ukulele, the strings are named starting from the 4th string, G, then the 3rd string is C, 2nd string is E, 1st string is A. And the acronym I use to remember that is goats can eat anything. That's true too. So goats can eat anything. G, C, E, A. G, C, E, A. All right, the next thing we want to remember is as we go up the fingerboard, we're going to go forward through the alphabet. So we'll go from one letter to the very next letter in the alphabet as we move forward following this formula. So you want to remember this. All of the notes are 2 frets apart from their neighbor. All the notes are 2 frets apart from their neighbor except for, and memorize these two, B and C and E and F are just 1 fret apart from each other. So if you remember that, you can figure out the names of the notes all the way up the fingerboard quite easily. So if the 4th string is a G, then the next note after G is A. That's going to be 2 frets higher. So that'll be the 2nd fret, because remember, all the notes are 2 frets apart from each other except for B and C. If I continue on up from there, the B will be at the 4th fret, 2 frets higher than the A. The C, since B and C are only 1 fret apart from each other, will be at the 5th fret. The D will be at the 7th fret. The E will be at the 9th fret. The F will be at the 10th fret. And then when I get to the 12th fret, that note is G. Notice that that's the same name as the note I started with. It's what we call an octave. So this note, G, is 1 octave higher than this one. All right, from the 12th fret, G, we're going to go up 2 frets to get to the A, 2 more frets to get to the B, then 1 fret to get to the C. So we're here, clear up at the 17th fret, and then I have a D way up here at the 19th fret. If you don't have 19 frets on your instrument, you'll just stop wherever your instrument runs out of frets. All right, so if we look at the 3rd string open is a C. So let's apply that same formula. So C is open, D will be at the 2nd fret, E will be at the 4th fret, F will be at the 5th fret, G will be at the 7th fret, A will be at the 9th fret, B will be at the 11th fret, and then I get to my octave C, same note as the note I started with on the open string, way up the 12th fret. Then I continue from there, then I would have D at the 14th fret, E at the 16th fret, F at the 17th fret, and all the way up at the 19th fret is a G. All right, let's do the same thing on the 2nd string. So the 2nd string open is an E. So I have an E. The next note on that string as I move up will be at the 1st fret, F, because remember E and F are right next to each other, 1 fret apart. G will be at the 3rd fret, A will be at the 5th fret, B will be at the 7th fret, and then remember between B and C, there's 1 fret between those, so C will be at the 8th fret, D will be at the 10th fret, E will be at the 12th fret. So then I've gone to the octave. Then if I continue, F is at the 13th, G at the 15th, A at the 17th, and way up at the 19th fret is a B. Okay, then finally on the first string on the ukulele is an A. So remember G, C, E, A. A is the first string, A is open, B at the 2nd fret, C at the 3rd fret, D at the 5th fret, E at the 7th fret, F at the 8th fret, G at the 10th fret, and then back to the A at an octave higher at the 12th fret. And then if I continue from there, B at the 14th fret, C at the 15th fret, D at the 17th fret, and then E way up here at the 19th fret. So that's how I'd name the notes on the entire fingerboard of the instrument. Good way to practice this is just to pick one note, whatever your favorite note is, and find every location of it along the length of all 4 strings on the entire fingerboard. Okay, you might be wondering about the notes on the frets that I didn't play. So you might notice, like for example, on the first string, I play the open first string, and then the B is at the 2nd fret. What about that note of the 1st fret? Well, that's where some alterations of notes come in, what we call sharps and flats. If I take any note, let's say I have a C on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and I move it up 1 fret, I'm doing what a sharp does to a note. So we would call this note C sharp. If I move in the opposite direction, I call that note a flat note. So let's say I took the 2nd fret B on the 1st string and I moved it back 1 fret, I'd call that a B flat. So that's how you would come in contact with and figure out the names of the other notes that we didn't discuss using the system I just laid out. So sharps go 1 fret this way towards the body of the uke, and then flats go 1 fret this way towards the nut of the uke. All right, well, I hope that makes sense and I hope that helps. Please feel free in the comments below to leave me any questions you might have. All right, see you next time.